Shalomi homies. You can be free. We can be free if we choose it. If we're willing to take the personal responsibility and do the work necessary to break free of our chains, of our bonds. Many of them are mental, many of them are spiritual. In many ways, we keep ourselves enslaved because we have been programmed and put into a state of amnesia by people, by powers, by entities who wish to control us and who have been controlling us through keeping us asleep. Most people alive today are sleepwalking. They are walking through world unconsciously, reactively, reacting according to the ways that they have been programmed by the Matrix, through media, through music, through movies, through television, bread and circus, distractions. All the while, we are getting moved into smaller and smaller pins. We have been treated as livestock. Anything that we currently do to livestock is also being done to us. Everything. Because there are people with power who look at me and you as less than them. They look at me and you like me and you look at cattle. Right? We eat cattle. We enslave them. We breed them. And we use them like they're objects, like they don't have feelings, like they don't matter, like they belong to us. I don't engage with animals like that, but most humans do. Most humans do. Most humans think that they have the right to do whatever they want to any life form that they see as lesser than them. And we do. And that's wrong because we're all one life. And what we do to anyone or anything else, we do to ourselves, and that is true. So if we would like to be free, we should probably start acting in ways that create freedom for all living beings, right? The family structure, the community structure, all of it is a reflection of war. We are at war. We have barracks. We are prisoners of war. We have cells. We have cell blocks. That's what our cities are. That's what our houses are. Our schools are indoctrination devices. Television shows, movies are for predictive programming, are for telling us how we will respond when this thing happens 6 months from now. The tribes, the communities were broken, and women and children were taken as spoils of war and viewed as objects and dominated. That's what the little singular atomic family units are, right? We're not meant to live that way. Men who are physically stronger than women and more aggressive in their behavior are meant to be kept in check by other men in a community setting. That doesn't happen anymore. Women are meant to have support from other women and help raising the children. That doesn't happen anymore. So we've weaponized our differences in a war against one another in our little family cell blocks. Everything that we are engaged in is aberrant. It is unnatural. It does not support life. It brings death and disease and destruction. That's why people are sick. We're not living the way God intended. And this isn't about religion. We are one life. Everything is interconnected. Okay? That interconnectedness, those natural bonds, were purposely broken for the sake of controlling us. right? And then we were put back together in an aberrant, twisted, perverse way to suit the desires of the people who broke us. The people, the entities of power, the elites, the the dark occultists running this world who actually understand your nature, my nature, our divinity. They kept that information from us. So, in order to break free, we must do the work of remembering, knowing thyself, studying nature, studying natural life. That is to know the self, because we are part of that. Okay? The two-party political system in America is it's just a war tactic. It's a way for us to it's how we are destroyed from within. They don't have the people, the entities, the powers that are looking to control us. They can just step back and watch us annihilate one another by shaking up the jar of ants, right? The the extremes, the reactive nature of a two-party system. These are the legs of the beast. It's, that's how they move us in the direction towards the smaller paddock. The Overton window, the idea of the Overton window, like what's acceptable for a politician to speak about without people raising an eye, that slowly shifts over time. That's the direction of that they're heading. They want to move us in slightly in this direction towards a pin that they've set up over here that's a little bit smaller. They slightly change the Overton window. Each pin gets smaller and smaller because when you have less degrees of freedom of movement, you're easier to control. And all the while that this is happening, we are distracted with bread and circus entertainment, right? So that we don't see the 500-pound gorilla in the background running around stealing all the resources that we need to stay alive. Because we're over here watching American Idol and hoping one day maybe we could be up on that stage and people could love us like that. Because we've been cut off from the love of our God through the denial of our God. We're at war, and we always have been. Psychology, psychiatry, therapy, all of this has been weaponized against us. We should understand psychology. We should understand our psyche and our nature and our tendency to act in certain ways. But the understanding of that really by a few has determined and dictated how our mental health system is set up. And it's set up in such a way to control us and control us in a way that doesn't work out in our favor, right? Now, I grew up in an abusive household, and again, in a really extremely abusive family dynamic that's very cult-like. Well, you'll see like the good cop, bad cop thing taking place amongst like toxic parents who are abusing the children, like a covert narcissist and a malignant narcissist. Like one of them will pretend to be your friend and your confidant, so that you think you got someone on your side. This is just a way to keep you contained. The therapist, like most people that go into therapy as a profession, they don't realize that they're a useful idiot, that they're a tool of the system, that they're the person that sits there and listens to the person who's been abused. They listen to their problems, and then they treat the victim of the abuse as if, well, let's focus on, um, you know, what it is about you that made you susceptible to this. And like, let's pathologize you and let's give you some medicine and some coping techniques rather than focusing on the thing that broke you and abused you, the system that created this problem that you are. That's what's going on. This culture is not your friend. It's your warden. Who lords over a prison? I don't know. What's that word? Warden. That's the word I'm looking for. People in positions of power, unknowingly, are wardens. They are security guards for the man, for the beast, for the system. Careers are bullshit. They're bullshit. You know, we all want to be experts. Okay. We all want to be very specific kind of hammers. And to every single hammer, everything looks like a nail. We need to be generalists. That's the only way we can hope to see the interconnectedness and act according to that interconnectedness and respect life. Respect ourselves.